Yes and amen is the message of the day. You're sitting pretty on a throne of grace, commanding creation to manifest at your will. Your wand is your word, and your faith is your scepter. It is so, and so it is. What's up, everybody? It's me, Danae. I'm here with a message for you. Before we do anything, let me just say happy summer. Happy summer to one and all. It's a soulful and powerful one indeed already. It's gotten off to an interesting start for myself. And I can imagine the same may be true for others, especially given the cosmic alignments as they are currently. But yes, happy summer. Summer solstice was on Sunday, and it was a beautiful day. And also happy Cancer season. Happy birthday, Cancer. We love you. We appreciate you for your emotional intelligence and how you encourage us to be more in tune and tapped in to our feminine force. And I believe there's going to definitely be some healing underway in terms of nurturing self, creating more secure spaces within self, energetically, and even at home, maybe in your physical home, and some advancements in those areas as well. Maybe even some people moving or making home in new places and spaces, or making where you are feel more at home. So with all that being said, today is June 22nd, beautiful number, 2026. It's currently 12:09, my birthday time on the clock. Hey, that's confirmation. And we're just gonna jump into the cards, just the regular old schmegular black and white tarot deck. I'll try to keep it cute. And given I've been in the space where on Friday where I was able to do a really fast message under some time constraints, I'm gonna try to keep up that good work, stay in that vein. No promises, but that's my intention. All right, so let's see what we got as an addition to, or maybe not, the preview message. All right. I hope you're doing well. Ooh, okay, 6 of Cups. Could be soulmate energy, or it could be a blast from the past. We are in the pre-shadow of Mercury retrograde. I believe it starts officially on the 29th, if I'm not mistaken. And it's in Cancer. It's going to retrograde through Cancer. So that's interesting. Ooh, Sun card. Yes, come through. Definitely emphasis on soul, soulmate, or something that is soul driven. Let's see. Like I said a blast from the past, so something that may be re-emerging. Yeah, something that's re-emerging, or something that's been revitalized. Maybe an old contract or connection even that's getting new life, or a second chance, or a new wave of vitality. Let's see, what's between these two? Ooh, not the Magician. But see, I'm gonna put these back because it's 2 of them that came out. But the Magician and the 5 of Wands is some type of, and it definitely came out in a struggle, which emphasizes the 5 of Wands to me, some type of conflict with manifestation. Or maybe this was the past, and that's why it came out in a struggle. Like, this is something that is being overcome by your sheer confidence to there's that scepter. That's what I actually had in mind when I was talking about your scepter is your faith. Yeah, so it's like anything that you might even remotely come up against is no match. You know, like it's no match for a magician that has every resource in their arsenal to alchemize challenging energy, or to just sidestep it or overcome it, transcend it even altogether. Yeah, so, and that could go for some type of connection, you know, once again, that could have experienced resistance in the past or some type of pushback or conflict. I'm hearing it could have even been unrequited to some degree before, or there just wasn't able to be a maturation of a connection on account of the circumstances that now is getting a fresh start, perhaps. But let me get one on these two together. Yeah, something about something was blocked before, or there was something that wasn't known or seen. Could have been the conflict, or even an internal conflict of one or the other elements, parties, entities, sides, perspectives. Like something was, as the truck is distracting me, trash or not productive, let's say. Let me get another one with this Two of Swords. Or there was a misunderstanding. There could be that as well, that wouldn't allow something to fully develop. Oh yeah, okay. There was a misunderstanding. The Ace of Swords. There's clarity now. There's clarity now. What's their clarity about? Just curious. If we can, in one card, get an answer. Maybe two. That's cool. If two comes out on this one. What was that? Knight of Wands. Maybe some underdeveloped energy or passion. Immature passion of one or both parties. If it's a matter of a relationship, one being off or out of alignment throws the whole thing off. So it really doesn't even matter if it's one or the other when it's a partnership in consideration, because both need to be in alignment. So with the Knight of Wands, maybe somebody or something wasn't quite ready yet. It wasn't, like I said, developed yet. Maybe even somebody's maturity for commitment or devotion. Maybe there was still some figuring things out, playing the field, sowing your royal oats, so to speak, or just a little bit more life experience needed before a commitment would be, could be fully developed. Let's see, one more on this Ace of Swords, if we can. Strength card and the Three of Wands. Okay, yeah, this could have been willpower that needed to be strengthened, and for someone to kind of raise maybe their confidence level, which also is, for me, is given like your sense of worthiness when it comes to the Three of Wands, like what you expect and what you can reciprocate, what you think you're worthy of, and a lot of times what you're willing to reciprocate is on account of what you think you deserve or you think you're worthy of. So again, there was some maturation that needed to happen, some maybe reconditioning or deconditioning, a renewal of the mind and perspective. And with the strength card, I would say just definitely experience needed to be the best teacher in this regard. You know, someone kind of having been out there, maybe taking a couple bumps and bruises in whatever way this is concerned, but particularly in love and partnerships and relationships, to kind of learn what their boundaries are, to learn what their expectations are, their deal breakers, their desires, you know, to learn temperance in their own right, all those things with strength. Yeah, it was just growing, learning and growing. So let's move on. Okay. All right, let's move on to the next pile. And I'm getting also, like, when I say temperance, like strengthening your will to abstain from those things that are not necessarily in alignment, you know, in a alignment with what you really want or who you actually are authentically. You know, that comes with experience, time, and the will, you know, to want to evolve a certain type of way, because it really isn't a matter of age when we're talking about maturity. It's just having had certain experiences, maybe having certain outcomes teach lessons or reveal things about, things about your personal truth that you either confirm, deny, receive, or release, and then respond accordingly. That's all a maturation process that, again, is not limited to age, but it kind of has to be the case in order for you to be a viable piece of a partnership, half of a partnership, or piece of a whole, even if we're talking about multiple things or collaborative, a collective effort. Maybe even just to be what's the term, to be a productive member of society. To add value to creation, as I said. And here it is, the reason why there's a sitting pretty now, where you can almost just command manifestation to be at your will, is on account of this process where your intentions have been refined, your confidence, your boldness has been elevated, your taste level even has been refined, so that you're not just commanding and attracting even more so, because the Queen of Wands was the signature card to what the pre-shuffle was looking like, and the Queen of Wands with the Emperor, no doubt, and the Empress showed her face as well, and then the Nine of Pentacles. So it was a lot of confirming cards of just a very straight cut, simple message, but it makes sense that this is almost showing the how-to, or what gives type of thing, to allow you to sit in a position of authority such as that, confidently, to know that you are authorized to make certain commands of creation, because again, you've been refined in such a way to not be attractive, or at least there's definitely a refinement of attraction there, but certainly to be receptive only to what is in alignment, nothing less, certainly open to anything more that is also in alignment. Surprises are welcome, but definitely nothing less, even if it's nostalgic, or even if there's an emotional attachment, or You know, there's something, there's something, I don't know, like sentimental about a thing or a place, or that pulls on your heartstrings. There's still something here about a strong will to say yay or nay when it's necessary to do so, and solely on the basis of truth. Just objectively, Queen of Swords came out actually as well, objectively regarding your personal truth. Again, nothing less. Look at this. The Nine of Cups. Wish fulfillment and personal satisfaction. In what regard? Oh, wow. I'm going to say, despite heartbreak and trauma, being able to, having processed trauma and maybe even some hard truths, again, heartbreaks of the past as something to build from, to learn from, gain elevation on account of, and not to allow it to be a depressant, you know, or a suppressant, maybe even, to hold you back or to keep you from reaching your fullest potential. It's something about bringing closure. Like I'm hearing, it is well with my soul. That's what this card is really giving me. So it could even be just the spirit of forgiveness that has really taken precedence in someone's healing journey and evolution, again, that has been the segue to the confidence. See how he's sitting so confidently and securely? That's been the segue to someone's supreme self-esteem or supreme esteem and security, and what they're committed to creating, what they're willing to accept and not, what they're expecting, and so on and so forth. And the Nine of Pentacles and the Nine of Cups are definitely ideal cards that you want to see when going into any dynamic that is inclusive of external energies, whether it's platonic, intimate, creative, professional. Like, you kind of have to have a secure sense of self, or otherwise you could be swayed any which way out of alignment with your personal integrity to do something that you don't really agree with, or to accept less than your worth, and you know, so on and so forth. So this is good. This is powerful. All right, let me get one between them just to keep it congruent. Eight of Wands. Something's accelerating. Some information or messages may be coming in as well. That would be good news in that regard with the Eight of Wands. Oh, with the Queen of Pentacles and the Fool. I'm going to take both of them. The Queen of Pentacles and the Fool. It's like a new beginning of abundance here. And security is what I'm getting with the Queen of Pentacles. Yep. A new season, new era, fresh start of, let's say for sure, financial and resourceful independence, if nothing else. But it doesn't have to be limited to material. But here it is, didn't I say, that somebody's sitting pretty on their throne, just commanding manifestations into existence. And here's the evidence of that. And this is like the new dawn, the new day, the new life for me. And you're feeling good. And I'm feeling good type energy. That's the Fool. Something that you're not used to. You know, maybe you, like most, have been used to plugging away and, as I like to say, having faith for more faith, you know, almost to hold you over until something shakes, you know. But sitting in a position where you speak and it is so, or not long after, you know, or is a lot less degree of difficulty between what your intentions are and what you're working toward and creating and its full fruition. You know, it's something about that here where it's like the old heartbreaks and disappointments don't have a resonance in this new era the way that they did before, where it was almost expected. You've taken those hardships, those maybe in some ways misfortunes, rolled them up into lessons and to contribute to your overall wisdom of life. And this is what you got, a shiny pentacle and of, you know, a limitless scape to expend it upon. That's what I'm getting with the Fool. Like when you just got paid, it's Friday night. What he say? Party hunting, feeling right. I think he say party hunting. All right, let me get a couple more. Yeah, that feeling of like when you just got paid, but even grander than that, because it's like sometimes when you just got paid, it's already halfway spent too, you know. But it's a bigger experience of abundance here, where it's like no limitation on spending, no limitation on an inflow of resources or abundance. It's like it's fluid. Yeah, with the Nine of Cups, it's like being in a constant state of fulfillment, where practically speaking all your bills are on auto pay. You don't even think about what's getting paid or when it's coming out or none of that. Your money, even the money that is incoming, is just adding to the stockpile of abundance. It's not already accounted for. You got money working in investments that are passively earning you income. That's what it is, passive income. You got, you know, you're able to spend leisurely or casually, you know, go on vacation without worrying about every dime that you spend or what you got to come back home to or whatever. It's like everything is taken care of, all is well. That's the energy that's coming off of these cards. And like I said, the Fool, that might be something altogether new, something to adjust to for some of us. In a constant state of great expectation, because yes, as my son says, why not is my interpretation. Because yes, did I say that in the beginning? Yeah, I said the yes and amen is the phrase of the day. Yes, it is so. Just as simple as that. And Wheel of Fortune card had come out as well. It's like, this is your portion. This is your fortune, your fate. For the divine to have a relentless yes, where you're aligned. Queen of Cups, and you're gonna love it. It's gonna make you so happy. Overjoyed, perhaps. I'm hearing, oh, I'm getting all these commercials and stuff. You're gonna love the way you look. I guarantee it. Isn't that a thing? I don't know what tagline that is, but that's somebody's slogan. You're gonna love the way you look. I guarantee it. Now I gotta look it up. But it's like abundance looks good on you. More than ever before, because it's here to stay. It's not temporary. It's not fleeting. It's not here today, gone tomorrow. It's the new normal. Ooh, with the Chariot. That came out so interestingly. Yeah, success, abundance, forward movement, having, like I said, gone through the trenches and earned this position of honor and authority. And one second, let me see what that says. Come now. Is that Men's Warehouse? Hold on, that might be Men's Warehouse now that I think about it. You're gonna love the way you look, I guarantee. Okay, here it is. What is it? Tell me. Bruh. Yeah, it is. Men's Warehouse. Yo, that is hilarious. Well, I'm not really sure what the significance of it being Men's Warehouse is, but that is pretty funny. One second. So, yeah. Maybe it's an emphasis on, you know, the masculine refinement, as I was saying before, because we got a lot of feminine energy out here. So maybe that's also, you know, a nod to masculine energy also being in alignment in this position of assertive authority. Even here with the Chariot, it makes sense. In a ready position, a willing position, an able position, affairs in order, you know, past resolved, baggage released as much as you possibly can, you know, within your ability. Habits reformed, or again refined, like all of that stuff, and it not just being and it not being in a way where it was like a twist of an arm. But when I'm hearing like you're gonna love the way you look, I guarantee it, it's like someone having made big changes or strides to evolve and mature in their life, and being at the point where you can literally sit back and look like and really appreciate the efforts that you made. This maybe even in some terms, in some ways, the sacrifices you made, the surrenders that you made, the battles that you fought, particularly within self, to come to this position of supreme esteem within yourself that again readies you to be available for whatever, like literally ready for whatever, whether that's a partnership, an intimate connection, a new position of authority, a leadership role, a new job, a new place, just a new way of living, an elevated financial bracket, perhaps more responsibility, more accountability. It's like there's a readiness here that has been tried, tested to be true, and now it's time to assert it. You know, it's time to put it into action, pretty much. And that in itself, like I said, is like a new experience. It's like starting on a new path with this newly refined authority that no doubt will also open up opportunities for reconditioning or for adjustment, and not reconditioning so much, but like adjustment and what's the word, like I guess getting used to, but you know, It's all happening. It's happening. And as I'm getting it as well, and this might be just like a bit of a deeper dive of it, but I was saying, but it kind of makes sense with the cards because I'm seeing how there's so much feminine energy. And even here at the beginning where there is a resistance or an indifference to something that is less than truth, the feminine force might actually be the source of inspiration for an alignment to take place, because the feminine is the receptive energy, let's say, especially in terms of relationship. So things can only proceed by the manner in which you allow them to, even as primitively put as you teach people how to treat you, so when there was a point of boundary and assertion of selectivity, so to speak, or that's not the word I want, but you get what I'm saying. I don't want to linger. That kind of set an order in place that a aligned masculine could only mirror or respond to rightfully, or to decline, and so here it is that now there was an inspiration for that refinement and evolution to take place, one to another, because like I said, if one is off, both are off, and the whole situation is off. But now it seems like things are coming into a place of balance and harmony, where even for the feminine force, the boundaries that may have been set in place, or the what's the word that I'm looking for? The standards, there it is, the standards that may have been established were not just for the benefit of their own protection and prosperity, but it also what worked the same for whomever is to be divinely aligned with that energy and with that frequency. Like, I hope that makes sense, because it's just like, and like I said earlier with the Men's Warehouse slogan, it may have taken the masculine a bit more of effort and energy to get to a place where they feel comfortable and secure with themselves, to present themselves as a prospect of any sort, or to position themselves in any intimate space, and with success, being set up for success. But once they get there, oh man, there is such a satisfaction with it all, where nothing, doesn't feel like anything wasn't worth it, because when the prize truly is a Queen of Cups, an object of affection for real, a love magnet, that in so many ways has so many other qualities and benefits to that connection, it makes everything worth it. If you really truly have evolved a certain way, not just for show, or just for, for ulterior motives, or temporarily to present yourself as a certain way to have an exchange of something that you're really not ready for or worthy of at that time. But I mean somebody really doing the work and being dedicated, committed. The Chariot is like full steam ahead, committed to winning, committed to victory, to triumph by any means, definitely not willing to accept a loss lying down without a fight, So, and in this case, it seems like the motivation could have been love, first love for self, for sure, 9 of Cups, but loving self enough to be available for love in a partnership. That's really admirable and honorable for masculine energies that are emotionally intelligent enough to pursue such a triumph, you know, because like I said, you could go for the lower hanging fruit, no shade, you know, not to diminish anyone, especially as a feminine, but you could go for someone that would be willing, that may not even know their worth or have much of a boundary or a standard in place. And so they may see a knight in shining armor coming their way and say, oh, looks good to me, you know, and just accept it. And that gives the masculine no incentive to do anything differently, because why? You know what I mean? So it's all pretty impressive, if you ask me. The feminine's abstinence and the masculine's determination and devotion. All right, let's move over. I know I'm not going to be, no, because it's already 36. Let's try to rapid fire this so I can get out your way. It's such a good message. Like, I'm kind of living in it right now, to be honest. Page of Pentacles. All right, there's some offer here or a message about something productive. Oh, with the star, my goodness. All right, well, what's the Page of Pentacles offering the star, though? Because that doesn't seem like a big offer to a star. An offering, actually. Let me see. Might be something that comes in casually or that doesn't look super serious. But let me see. Because we've done too much work on self-worth to accept anything that doesn't have abundant potential. Not to say the Page of Pentacles doesn't, but that's pretty small to a star. Oh, excuse me. Well, we got the, all right, well, that took a turn. We got the Wheel of Fortune, and we have the Three of Cups. So it's something fated that's going to bring some type of celebration or cause for celebration, like feeling like there was a good, it may have been a good decision to accept. Well, maybe somebody literally, I talked about this before, like how I've watched clips of like people making proposals and like a materialistic girlfriend is like on a rampage denying the proposal because they don't like the ring, like in front of family, friends, right on the spot, like, I don't like that ring, which I think is just deplorable. I think that's crazy to do that to someone, especially if you really love them enough to actually say yes. That's crazy. But that was one thing. If it's like, no, we're not there yet, I totally support that. Nobody should feel pressured into a union or a lifetime commitment just because people are watching. But if it could be something that, you know, like primitively speaking, maybe it's the best somebody can do, you know, the ring that they could afford at a time. And it, you know, is literally them offering their best, but realizing that you're worth so much more, and maybe having an intention to upgrade as soon as they can or whenever they can, when they get to a certain level or point of achievement or whatever, or what's the right word? Not achievement so much, but affluence, perhaps. Like, I know this is a small token, you know, it's not the ring that I think you deserve, but I just want you to know how committed I am to, you know, being the best man that you deserve, or the best man that I can be, and one day it's going to be a 10-carat rock or whatever, if you even want that sort of thing. Like, it's given that somebody feels like what they may have to offer is not all that you deserve, but they also don't want to miss an opportunity to make an offering, to make a proposal or proposition on account of material things, because first of all, they think highly of you enough to see the potential, the future, you know, and what's really worth investing in. And also, they pretty much hope that you would believe in them enough to know that they'll make good on their promise, you know, to eventually give you exactly what you deserve. It's like somebody really just want to lock it down, not opportunistically. It's not my feeling, because I don't see any evidence for that in the cards, but they just want to make their sincerity clear, you know, and their intentions clear, like tangibly, not just talking a good game or emoting even. This is like somebody pulling some type of offering out of their, you know, out of their reserves, and hoping that it's well received. That's sweet. That's sweet. That's sweet. They don't want to miss an opportunity. Knight of Swords. Yeah, they feel like haste makes waste at this point. Enough time has passed. And it's not for this person a matter of their certainty, about whomever they're proposing to, or, you know, wanting to commit to, or their ability to commit, or their dedication. It just might simply be a matter of resources, which with the Wheel of Fortune to come soon after, I mean, it's just only a matter of time. Because first of all, when energies such as this are really on alignment, the wealth, the abundance, the affluence is certain. It's sure to come. When a good man gets with a good woman, you can only go up from there. And that's just proven universal law as far as relationships and partnerships are concerned, just as much as the opposite is true. You can have a good man or a good woman get with someone out of their alignment and decline to rock bottom if they allow it, if they allow themselves to, you know. So you just got to be mindful of what you're hooking up to. But that's why I'm making it clear to distinguish that these are people that they've put their immediate gratifications aside to be their best selves for themselves, and now there is a reunion, a reconciliation, a uniting, a coming together. Whatever it is, it's ordained. Seven of Cups. What's the Seven of Cups about? Some type of uncertainty, or something that is not quite revealed. Let's see. Could just be the proposal itself, you know, this being something that just hasn't happened yet, or the proposition. Let me get one more, if you please, Spirit. Still some deep consideration, or there's some elements that still need, but that could be it. Like I was saying before, like somebody's still trying to balance the numbers. Like emotionally I'm there, energetically I'm there, mentally I'm there, but do I have the resources to be a supportive partner, a supportive match to the person that they, you know, that they could see as like a star. You know, like imagine going to the beginning of the message, somebody that manifests that will, damn near, could be kind of intimidating to someone that may or may not have groomed that aspect of their abilities yet, because like I said, is very heavily feminine. So the feminine energy may be the inspiration for someone kind of coming into their full self, and learning of all the things that they have ability and authority to do as well, which makes the prospect of a union such as this so promising. But in the meantime, there's still this deep consideration of the logistics, the facts and figures, the numbers. Again, somebody may be looking at their finances like, am I even in a position to really date someone to the capacity that they would want to really show you a good time and spoil you and, be that stable part. They may be somewhat stable for themselves, but consideration of a union is a very valid masculine consideration more than it is feminine. Like feminine energy is like, oh, we'll be fine, or I got it, so we got it, that type. Or in a lot of ways, like I said, it's like, well, don't worry about it, I believe in you type things, even sometimes when that is really not warranted or deserved, I should say, or proven to any certain extent. We'll do it. We'll take the chance. We'll go out on the limb, for love. But masculine energies are a bit more practical and thoughtful about all of the logistics. And I'm not saying that that's even a bad thing, So it's not necessarily a bad thing for someone to still be contemplative about what they truly have to offer to bring to the table and considering whether it's enough. Even if a feminine will make it enough for the time being, there's something about somebody still really wanting to put their best foot forward, I'll say. But they're going to work that out. It's too much potential and promise here. Like, it's exactly, they're going to work that out, okay? It's already handled, as a matter of fact. Somebody is coming into the epiphany, the realization, and the certainty as I speak that some things are just not worth worrying about, and that you just gotta kind of step out there, take a chance on yourself, bet on yourself, because that's what this is, somebody betting on themselves and taking a chance on a commitment that they know has a promising potential and future. They just don't know if they look like the promise that they see in it. So it's being handled. Somebody's being enlightened and their emotions are being regulated to a flow of confidence that is well deserved and justified, and that will ultimately give them the fortitude to just make the move, No more deliberation and consideration, asking your friends, what you think about this? You think she's gonna like this? You think she's gonna say yes if I ask her out? You think she's seeing somebody? You think I'm her type or whatever? It's like, yes. The answer is yes and amen. What's on the bottom here? And it's good news. It's good news. Whatever it is, it's good news. And it's news that has the potential to just keep getting better with the Ace of Wands. Like somebody, if I feel a vulnerability with this Ace of Wands, like I said, like they're like here it is. They're willing to take the chance to make the presentation, to send the message, to present themselves, to, like, this is action oriented here with the Page of Wands. Like they are being encouraged to put yourself out there, even if you don't feel like you have it all together. The divine is endorsing someone to say, I got you, we got you, and yes, you do. What you have to present is more than enough. This is the right time, and it's going to be well received simply because, again, you had the faith to step out and to trust. And the rest is, if I feel like it's going to be a surprising outcome for someone that activates this level of faith to say, man, I don't know what the future holds exactly, but I know with you on my side or with us together, it can only be positive. It can only be prosperous and productive and happy. And someone is clear that of their choice of partnership and union and maybe even matrimony. And now they're finally getting the green light that they've been waiting for energetically to make a move, to make it so. And as I said, the phrase of the day is yes, and maybe perhaps the era, if at least the season. At the very least, this message is yes and amen. Indeed, it is so. So, wonderful message. I love this. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Until next time, as always, I leave you with peace.